guys, welcome back to a Little Piece of Heaven Farm. And today we're using the bread maker again. And I have never made a cake in this. And Farron has been working really hard on our chicken run and coop for our new chickens. So I figured I'd surprise him with a chocolate cake. He's our chocolate holic of the family. So, yeah, I figured I'll make a chocolate cake and maybe add some chocolate chips in there. We'll see. Alright, the recipe I'm following, it said to spray your pan first. So that's what what I did. Okay, guys, this recipe that I'm following has you put in, you're going to whisk all this stuff together before you put it in the machine. So I'm putting in 2 eggs, one and a half cups of sugar, and 3/4 of a cup of melted butter. And we're going to whisk this together with the eggs and butter. Okay, that looks kind of smooth, right? Okay. The next ingredients are going to be 1 1/4 cups of milk, and 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder. And I'm going to whisk that in right now. Okay, and then we're going to add in 2 cups of flour, and I'm only going to do a little bit at a time so it doesn't get like clumpy. Maybe this is why they did it this way first. And it is kind of got a lot of liquid. It does kind of seem weird doing it this way and then pouring it in the machine. Because isn't the machine supposed to do it for you? Alright, we'll try it this way first, you know. Like I said, I never made a cake before in there, just bread. But I have other things going today. I'm making a canning video. So I'm pretty busy in the kitchen today, which is fine. Okay, that seems okay. It calls for 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. Luckily, I bought a new one because my one I had open, it was 10 years old. So if you want stuff to rise, you gotta have a fresh can. So I bought a new one. So here's a teaspoon. And that's a quarter. And now a half. Okay, we'll whisk that in. And then it calls for a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, there goes that. Now we'll whisk that guy in. Okay, and then it calls for a teaspoon of vanilla. Alright. And I'll whisk that in, and then we'll take it over to the machine. Okay, see if we can get this in there without making a big mess. Like I said, it was kind of weird doing it this way, but this is what the recipe called for. I mean, I know you can buy those bread maker cake box mixes in the store, but I want to try one from scratch. Let me see if I can get any more out. Okay. Okay. And put the lid down. And then when we go to our cake setting, oh, I guess I gotta turn it on first. We're gonna go to our cycle, which is 10 on cake cycle, and doesn't say the loaf size or the crust size. So I'm gonna hit start and let's go for it. There it goes. It's stirring it again. but we're doing what we were told. Cross your fingers, it turns out. Not like a brick. Guys, I just now put in a quarter teaspoon of salt. I forgot all about it. So it's in there mixing. So hopefully it'll turn out okay. And not salty in one spot. Okay guys, the cake is finished. I had to cook it for an extra 45 minutes because it wasn't done. This is supposed to be a chocolate pound cake. Try to get it out of here. It slipped on out, which is awesome. It smells good. So now, I'm just going to let it cool off. Of course, the middle kind of sunk in, but hey, it's my first cake in a bread machine. Pretty awesome. I'll let it cool off, and then we'll ice it, and then we'll call Farron in. So, altogether, it took the initial was 2 hours and 50 minutes. It did a lot of mixing on its own until it started baking, I think, the last hour. So then I had to put it on for another 45 minutes. So, yeah, it took a while. But, yeah, I'm kind of pleased so far. It smells good. I mean, it did sink in the middle. So, we'll see. Okay, I'll catch you back in maybe about 20-30 minutes. Okay, guys, we're going to make the icing. This is 3 ounces of cream cheese that's softened. And I have a 1/4 cup of semi-melted butter. And let me get all this out. And we're going to cream the butter and cream cheese together first. And following a recipe. And if you can cheat like I did, I used the microwave to soften the cream cheese, about 30 seconds, and then same thing with the butter. And then we're going to add our powdered sugar, which is 2 cups of powdered sugar. And this, what I put in is a little bit more, just a tiny bit. I just used the rest of the stuff I had. And let me get that timer. And then we're going to add 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. half a teaspoon of vanilla. And a pinch of salt. And it does call for milk or whipping cream. And that's 3 tablespoons. But right now I'm going to see if I need it or not. And I'm going to be using heavy whipping cream that I have on hand. And I'm going to put it in a tablespoon at a time. Okay, and I just only used 3 tablespoons, so that came out really good. And now we're gonna frost the cake. Okay guys, I turn the cake upside down and have more of a flat spot and then that big crevice. And we're gonna start frosting this cake. And then we're gonna call Farron in. Okay, let's get Farron in here. Okay, I'm going to cut a piece. I didn't do the bottom, so it's sliding. How do you cut it? It's still warm. Oh. Sorry, honey. You're going to doctor it up? Okay.
Gotta put more on there.
Okay. I have this chocolate all over me.
that's pretty good. I'm going to go to the other room and eat this now.
Alright, thanks a lot. Well, you heard the verdict. Farron likes it. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me while I tried my hand at making a cake in the bread machine. It took a long time, but I mean, it's pretty dense. If you can see that, it's kind of dense. I mean, they did say it was like a pound cake, and it's pretty spongy, so I don't know. I guess it's okay. I mean, I'm used to more fluffier cakes, but I mean, it's in a bread machine. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, for hanging out with me. Farron enjoyed it. So, yeah. I guess I'll catch you on the next video. Have a great day.